Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Natalie Southgate. I'm the creator of Chakra Dance, and today is all about the third eye chakra, hence all the indigo blue around me. And if you don't know much about the chakras, in fact, the third eye, I do believe, is one of the most well-known chakras. I think, it's where the bindi is worn. I think out there, more people have probably heard about the third eye chakra more so than any other. But it's about our intuition. Okay, that's predominantly what this is about, is our intuitive mind, our intuition. It's our insight. It's our imagination. It's where we recall memories. It's where we see our dream images at night. It's where we can open up to these higher levels of perception. It's where we have clear seeing, known as clairvoyance. The gifts that are available to us from this chakra are kind of off the charts. And yet I would say that this is probably one of the most underutilized chakras that for so many of us. And I think a lot of that has come from our upbringings, where we're very much brought up in ways, many of us brought up in ways where we're encouraged to, I guess, give more credit, give more value to the rational mind, the logical mind, to doing the things that make sense, doing it in a way that makes sense. And the intuitive mind can be seen often as a little bit more woo-woo, a little bit more fluffy sometimes. You can't really trust that. And we get sort of out of kilter. And of course, both are needed. We need both. But I think so many of us are so heavily dominant in our rational mind, in that left logical side of our brain, that the other side suffers. And the wonderful Einstein, he put this in a perfect way. One of my favorite quotes from him is this, and he said that our intuitive mind is a sacred gift. Yeah, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. See how he's positioned those? And he said, we have created a society that honors the servant, but has forgotten the gift. Now, how wise is that? And I think that's showing us that the pendulum needs to swing back to us becoming more and more comfortable in our intuitive brain. And I know it can be difficult because our intuition often makes no rational sense, no logical sense. So it can be like, can I really trust this? It's like a flash of light that just, you get a flash of an insight, a flash of light. And in fact, there is no element. Each of the chakras has an element connected to it. And this particular, the third eye chakra, is in the realm of light. Okay, it's not an element, but it's a frequency of light. And if you just think about what light does, a stream of pure white light really just penetrates and cuts through darkness, heaviness, denseness, illusions, limiting belief patterns that we're stuck in. It also shines a bright light so that we get clarity, we get insight, we have that clear seeing. So this is the realm that we are working in, this realm of intuition. And it's such a gift when we actually start to develop this. And it is a development of it. You've probably heard the name psychic development. And it's like, I've been led to believe that it's like a muscle, and that really makes sense to me. If you think of athletes training different muscles to build them up, the third eye is like a muscle. If you haven't used it very much, it's going to be a little bit weak to begin with. The more you develop it and grow this muscle, the stronger it becomes. And it becomes like turning on a light switch in your life where you get to see more clearly. Things like you might be driving your car and you get this sense of, oh, I really should go left here. And then you go, why would I go left? I should just stay on the main path. And then you get further up and there's been a big accident or something that's caused a big block of traffic. And you're like, why didn't I trust that? I had that thought come into my head. I don't even know where it came from. Why didn't I trust it? You start to, when you're working with your intuition more and more, these little, they might come in as a thought. It might come in as a knowing. It might come in as an image. Little flashes of insight that are actually coming from your inner intuition. of clear seeing the bigger picture. And then it's learning to trust these and take action with these, even when there's no logic to actually back it up. And that's the point. It's learning to trust this and dance with it. The other way our intuition can work is very much in the realm of chance encounters, coincidences, supposed coincidences. Carl Jung said there's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything is aligning on that more spiritual realm. Okay, synchronicities. He talks so much about synchronicities, that we feel we're totally in control of our lives because we're in that rational mind. But on that intuitive level, on that spiritual level, there's a whole other realm of things being orchestrated. And the more we can step into, I feel it like a web. It's like a web of this kind of higher perception. The synchronicities start to speed up. The chance encounters speed up. The thing that you need to hear pops in. You might be sitting in a cafe and you overhear two people. I've had this happen multiple times. That's why I'm showing this one. You hear two people having a conversation. And it's not like you're listening to everyone's conversations, but their conversation just penetrates. Like you can, that's that light cuts through all the other noise so that you hear that. And it's the exact message you need to hear. It's the guidance you need to hear. So sometimes it's coming within you. Sometimes it's with your surroundings. A friend might phone you and share with you exactly what you need to hear. An old family member may turn up. It's actually being awake. I get this saying a lot in my guidance, which is to stay gently awake. I share this a lot. I teach this a lot, okay? Because it's about the more alert we are and awake we are to what's happening with these synchronicities and chance encounters and all of these, the more we wake up to them, the more they speed up, the more it happens, the more we're dancing in rhythm with the universe, so to speak. Whereas if we don't see anything, because we're walking around quite closed-minded about things, these things might be happening, but they don't even register with us. And what these things are doing are signposts. They're guide points in our lives, because our intuition shows us where we're off track, shows us when we're on the wrong path, and it guides us to where we need to go. It's like an intuitive higher guidance. We have our own inner higher guidance, and I believe we can also connect with higher guidance in many forms. So working with this chakra, this third eye chakra, starts to open all of this and activate it and start to supercharge your intuition and give you more clarity, more insight into your life. So there's actually nothing woo-woo about that at all, okay? When you start doing this work, it really does change your life in many ways. So let's just have a look at a few ways that you can work with the third eye chakra. I just want to start by saying, I want to share a little story of when I first started working with the third eye chakra. I did my first psychic development class 30 years ago. And I used to come out of every class with a big headache. And I'd be like, I've got this headache. And I said to my teacher once, I had a headache every week. And we talked about it. And she taught me that quite often when we're working with the third eye chakra, we start to pull energy in, because the third eye is between the eyebrows. So we start to try and visualize and imagine in our inside, and it can actually pull the energy in and give us a bit of a headache. Whereas I was taught to picture your third eye out here in front of you, okay, so that you're visioning and you're imagining and you're seeing the images just in this inner eye, but projected out in this expansive way. So whenever you're doing third eye work, and since then that solved my third eye headache drama. So just wanted to share that with you, something that that you can use as a way of doing this work without actually giving yourself a headache. So things like meditation is amazing for this. Okay, so sitting and meditating, and this is where I say this, meditating on this eye. There's a Rumi quote that I love, which says, close both eyes and see from the other eye. And this is a beautiful meditation, to close both eyes and to see this other eye, and just to meditate on this eye and let it show you, what do you need to see? And quite often I will see various images, and then I see the eye blink, and then I ask another question and wait for the visuals to come. Some people in meditation, guidance might come through to you through seeing images. It might come through to you through hearing. That's called clairaudience, clear hearing. You might just get a sense, a knowing, a feeling. You might hear a song. Okay, there's different ways that guidance can come through to you. I know one lovely lady who has tingles up her left leg, and it's like, yep, that's her guidance, that's her sign, you know. So it's starting, the more you work with this, the more you'll develop your own psychic senses. All of the senses have a psychic ability as well, and you start to open these up, and then this kind of higher intuition opens up. So meditation is a wonderful way to do this. Obviously, chakra dance. Chakra dance is like one of the best ways in the world. I'm just going to say that because it's based on trance dance. And the third eye chakra music is very trancy, it's very hypnotic. And, you know, trance dance is an ancient shamanic practice, been going for thousands and thousands of years, where people use dance to go into an altered state to open up to higher levels of perception. So we do this in chakra dance. We literally dance our way into a different frequency so that we can open up to receiving this higher guidance. So chakra dance is the most amazing way to work with all of the chakras. But this third eye way, if you struggle with meditation, it's like a moving meditation. Okay, so it makes that easier. The practical things is looking out for the chance encounters and the synchronicities and who phoned today. And this can be done with journaling. You know, at the end of the day, just reflecting back on your day and going, okay, what actually happened today? What were the divine signs that came to me today? Because as I said, quite often we miss them. And the same with dreams. Our intuition will talk to us through our dream imagery. So again, waking up in the morning before you scroll, as many of us do, just taking a few moments to lay there and feel. How do you feel? Because you may get dream images. If you've got dream images, I really recommend writing them down, because every symbol in a dream is representing an aspect of you. Okay, sometimes it can be about other people as well, but it always has a personal meaning as well. So if you dream of your boss, it's not your boss you're dreaming of. It's what does your boss represent as an aspect of you? What is the intuitive message that you are receiving here? Okay, so working with your dreams, writing them down, but feeling the energy, receiving the messages. These are just some practical ways that you can start to work with the third eye. The color is indigo, the color of the night sky. Laying out under a night sky lit up with stars and breathing, making a connection with the sky and breathing that beautiful indigo vibration, that frequency down into your body, down into your energy field. You know, I've taught many workshops on this, and a lot of people say that when they're under a night sky, their intuition is heightened. These experiences start to happen. And just a reminder of working with the third eye, it can be blissful. We can go into these altered states and have all sorts of images and so on. But it's then about bringing it in. And that's what I love about chakra dance, because there's no point having all this intuitive guidance if we're not then using it in our lives. So it's about bringing it through your body. It's about bringing it out into your life and taking action, because the reason it's coming through is so that you can use it and change your life. And a final point I just want to make is, quite often when we get to this chakra and we have intuitive messages come through, it's really easy to get caught in the, I think I just imagined it. I think that was just my imagination. Okay. And I just want to share what I have received about this. It is your imagination, because the only way, not the only way, but one of the ways spirit can work through us is, and our higher self, is by giving us information through our imagination, showing us images in our mind's eye. So quite often it's going to feel like your imagination has just gone overtime and you're receiving these images. But I'm just making it up, aren't I? Because it's just my imagination. But what I've been guided towards is, well, why those images? Out of all the images that could have landed in your mind right now, why was it those images? So trusting that, yes, it will feel a lot like your imagination, but there's a reason those particular images dropped in as part of your intuitive guidance. So this is a starting point. Working with the third eye, as I said, just is such a gift when we can start to live life from this higher level of perception, break through the illusions of how we see life having to be. It's a radical transformation. So I really invite you, encourage you to take some steps to develop your inner eye. Sending you many blessings.